Hello to all Cinemaster lovers. Hope you enjoy watching. Let's get started. Our film begins in ancient China, where hunters chase demons through the mist to eliminate them. Their main goal is to capture the legendary snake demon. Amidst the fog, a beautiful woman in a red dress appears. One of the hunters grabs her, and she starts casting spells, offering him a deal. The hunter becomes wary and throws her away, suspecting she is a demon disguised as a human. The other hunters notice the interaction and use their magic to attack the woman all at once. Unfortunately, they cannot overcome her, as she envelops them in a large red cloak, killing one of them amidst the chaos. However, the hunters manage to trap her inside a gate just as the police arrive to help. But they fail to catch her because the beautiful woman transforms into a terrifying demon resembling a giant centipede, throwing explosives at the police, blowing them up. When the centipede tries to kill the escaping police chief, a fiery spear pierces her chest. We learn that the skilled hunter Minhui is behind this fiery spear, accompanied by Gao the Meizu. They then notice a large aura escaping the scene, and Minhui realizes that the real demon has fled and that the centipede was merely a decoy. The centipede laughs at the hunter's failure. Minhui, feeling suffocated by her, pulls out a box from his pocket and traps her inside, then takes a breath and leaves to search for the snake demon himself. We transition to a new scene inside the demon hunter's cave, where we see Kong, the demon leader, whose goal aligns with Minhui's, to hunt the snake demons. But Kong has a bigger purpose. He wants to harness the spiritual energy of the snake demon. When we talk about her, we go to Bai, the white snake demon in her human form, inside her cave. She finds herself struggling as she hears a voice from the sky, guiding her to test human emotions before becoming a celestial queen. Overwhelmed, she faints and transforms into her true form, the white snake. At that moment, our hero, Jian, enters the port by chance. Jian is a medical student and is surprised by the beautiful white snake. He takes her and places her among his clothes to protect her from the cold. Suddenly, another woman appears before him, her lower half in the form of a snake. Jian faints from shock. We learn that the second woman is Chung, the green snake and Bai's younger sister. Chung wants to kill Jian, thinking he is a demon hunter there to kill them. But Bai stops her from acting rashly, telling her that not all humans are evil. The green snake is unimpressed by her sister's philosophy and flies away. Jian regains consciousness and is surprised by Bai's human appearance after having seen her as a snake initially. In another scene, while together in the water, Bai explains the concept of the heavenly message to the green snake, telling her that to become a celestial queen, she must integrate with humans. Bai responds that it is a practical matter, not just words, and shows her leg, which she has trained for 900 years to become almost human, allowing her to blend in with them. Bai then leaves and flies out of the cave, and Chung watches her with envy, internally questioning what Bai feels when walking on two legs like humans. The next morning, in front of the police station, villagers discover many bodies with their hearts removed. Bai stands among the people, observing what is happening, feeling that danger is approaching her. At the same time, Jian is with the police chief, standing on the station's balcony, drinking together. Jian spots Bai among the mesmerized people around the bodies, interrupting his conversation with the chief to rush down to her. But he does not find her. Jian heads to a bridge in the city center, looking at the faces around him, searching for Bai until he finds her before him. They continue to gaze into each other's eyes, and Bai breaks the silence, telling him she was looking for him to return his umbrella, which he forgot. As she mentions the umbrella, it starts raining, and Jian opens the umbrella, raising it romantically over Bai's head to protect her from the rain. This gesture touches Bai's heart, and she feels she truly loves Jian. Afterward, Jian takes Bai to the medical school where he studies and meets Gao, his friend at the door, who tells Jian in panic that his father is inside. Jian and Bai rush inside, finding Gao's father in a coma on the bed. Jian tries to save and treat him but fails. Bai stands among the students, and seeing Jian unable to wake the man, she decides to help him, sending him a part of her power without anyone noticing, allowing him to heal Gao's father. Gao's father suddenly awakens as if he were a horse, surprising Jian, and it is, of course, Gao who performed this miracle, rejoicing at his father's return. Gao wants to thank Jian in a practical way, inviting him and Bai to dinner at his house that night. Gao accepts the invitation, and they go to his house at night. Upon entering, they are surprised to find Minhui, the great demon hunter, sitting at the table next to Gao's father. Jian realizes that Gao is Minhui's student and assistant, the great hunter. When Bai sees the great hunter, she feels in danger but is forced to sit with them at the dinner table to avoid suspicion. They sit and drink together to celebrate Gao's father's safe return from the coma. But when Bai drinks, her body starts to transform into a snake from below. Here we learn something very important. The cunning great hunter had placed a toxic substance in the wine, weakening any demon that drinks it, causing them to reveal their true form. As we described him as cunning, the great hunter points to Bai, telling them that this girl is a very powerful demon. Bai remains silent and does not comment on his words. Jian becomes angry with the great hunter and defends Bai. The great hunter responds, saying, "Let her drink another glass and you'll know my suspicions are justified." Unaware of Bai's true secret, Jian asks her to drink another glass to prove her innocence. As Bai lifts the glass to drink, everyone is surprised by a flying dagger toward the glass in her hand, causing it to fall. At that moment, the green snake arrives just in time to save her sister from disgrace, confronting the great hunter to give her sister a chance to escape. The great hunter chases the green snake outside the house, but due to her speed, the green snake crashes into the street lamps, falling to the ground. The great hunter mocks her for not even knowing how to escape. The green snake laughs loudly, and we discover she managed to escape him cunningly after transforming into a light aura and evaporating before him. Once again, the demons deceive the great hunter, and his appearance becomes ugly in front of himself and society, so he returns once again to the House of Mischief to be able to, but of course, it will be like a grain of salt dissolving. Here, the chief hunter realizes that all of this was a distraction for the white snake to escape. We go to the hunter's cave, where the hunters enter with bags full of human hearts. Thus, we learn who the criminals were who killed people and took their hearts. Bai appears to them here and asks Kong why the hunters are killing people and taking their hearts instead of protecting them. But Kong cannot answer her, as he is surprised by Jian and the hunters entering upon them. They discover then that Kong is the criminal who ordered the killing of people. But in the blink of an eye, Kong and his men escape from the place. And despite the chief hunter knowing that Kong is an evil murderer, he still insists that all demons are evil like him and wants to eliminate Bai. But Jian distracts him to give her a chance to escape, and she succeeds in escaping, which angers the chief hunter, who says to her, "The whole world is a room and a hall. Where will you go from me?" The next day, Xian goes to his blind grandmother's house and finds Bai there with him. He is surprised to learn that his grandmother's sight has returned, because Bai healed her, just as she healed Gao's father. After that, Xian takes Bai to his village to show her the beauty of his village, and they walk among the cherry trees until they reach Xian's favorite spot, which is in front of the lake. They begin to get closer to each other after confessing their love for one another. Xian promises her that he will always stay with her and take care of her no matter what happens, and tells her that if they ever get separated, he will come to the same place to wait for her. Two villagers interrupt their romantic moment, warning Xian that Bai has become a snake demon. The hunters arrive immediately, and a fierce battle begins between them and Bai. She is still able to kill one of them, but Xian stops her and says, "No blood, Bai, no blood." However, the hunter pulls out his dagger and stabs her in the stomach. Xian rushes to save her from the remaining hunters, but realizes he is powerless against them, because he lacks any special power. Despite her wounds, Bai helps him and saves him once again from being killed, and kills the hunters. But this time, she is stabbed by the remaining hunters with the dagger, and she screams in pain, transforming into the giant white snake, screaming with all her might at the hunters, driving them away from her while Xian falls off the cliff. But Bai catches him and rescues him, then takes him on her back to a safe place, where she returns to her human form. Xian notices her injury is severe, so he carries her on his back to the lake. There, they find a boat offering to take them to a safe place, and they board it. On the boat, Bai regains consciousness, and is surprised to see the green snake standing on the boat's deck, wanting to kill Xian because she feels he is the cause of what happened to her sister, and that humans will always be their enemies. Suddenly, the boat reveals itself to be the chief hunter in disguise, who says to Bai, "A demon cannot love a human. The heavens will not accept their relationship." But Bai is no longer interested in heavenly kingdoms. She only wants to be with Xian. After these words, Bai and the green snake attack the chief hunter, and a fierce battle begins between the three. The chief hunter tries to strike them with a powerful shock using magic, and the sisters wait from afar. When Xian sees Bai's injuries worsening, he begs the chief hunter to leave her alone, in exchange for his promise to end his relationship with her forever. The chief hunter tells him, "This is the price," and takes Xian to the boat and leaves, leaving Bai in tears as she watches her beloved move away from her. The green snake tries to comfort and console her. After this day, Xian begins to occupy himself with his studies and research to forget his love for Bai. One day, while at his school, Xian finds Kong and the hunters entering the college to learn from him the location of the white snake Bai, and they say they will kill everyone here. Xian refuses to reveal her location, so Kong and his men enter the school, attacking students and teachers and killing many of them. Amidst the ongoing battle, Gao takes Xian's hand, and they go up to the upper floor to save themselves. Together, they are above. And Xian asks Gao to go warn Bai that the hunters want to hunt her, also giving him his umbrella as a sign that he sent him. He tells him the place where she is hiding because he cannot go himself, as he promised the chief hunter he would never see Bai again. Gao leaps from the balcony to go to Bai, leaving Xian alone to face the hunters. Kong attacks Xian and throws him from the balcony onto the street. Here, the police arrive and save Xian from the hunters' hands. But due to the hunters' strength, the police fear confronting them despite their crimes. When we learn that Gao is the chief hunter's student, we know he works with the hunters because he goes to them and tells Kong about the place Bai uses. The hunters begin to blame each other and quickly set off there, starting to kill Bai and Cheng Gao hiding there. The hunters gather their ranks and quickly set off there, starting to kill Bai and Cheng. Gao, with a new loaf of bread, calls out to Bai, holding Xian's umbrella to reassure her, and tells her there is a message from him. She approaches him with good intentions, and Gao goes to stab her in the stomach with the dagger. The green snake sees them and goes to strike Gao instead of her, pushing him away. She begins killing the hunters with all her anger and strength. Xian arrives too and holds Bai in his arms as she bleeds, apologizing for not being by her side and for trusting the wrong person who betrayed her secret. He tries to escape with her from the hunters, but one of them attacks Xian with his sword, causing him a severe injury. Bai feels they cannot escape alone, especially since they are both injured, so she transfers her power to him and flies him away from the battle, while the hunters capture the sisters and imprison them in their secret place. When Kong enters upon them, the green snake senses an external demonic presence from him and suspects he is also a demon wearing a mask. Kong feels frustrated with Bai because she gave her power to Xian, who was about to die, and he could benefit from her power. He asks the green snake to go to Xian and lure him here, telling her to torture her sister until she reveals the truth. The green snake reluctantly agrees and quickly flies to Xian. We now return to Xian himself, who is at the lake, the same place Bai promised to search for him and find him one day. The green snake appears between them, not refusing to capture Xian. On the contrary, she tells him to flee quickly before Kong reaches him. However, the demon appears braver than before because when he learns that Bai is still alive and held by the hunters, he decides to go rescue her no matter the cost. The green snake flies him to the hunter's place. There, a new battle begins between them, but they are all surprised by a powerful aura pushing the hunters away. They discover that the source is the leader of the hunters who came to eliminate Kong after learning the truth that he is a demon hiding among the hunters. At the same time, Xian exploits the chaos and goes to Bai to free her from the restraints. After that, her energy returns to her to the extent that he loses consciousness afterward. The green snake wrestles with Kong, leaving him on the ground, but Xian saves her from him and reveals Kong to all the hunters as a demon, beginning a clash with him. There, in Bai, she regained consciousness, and her energy returned to her again. She found Xian conscious beside her, nearly dead. She screamed in anger and transformed into the white snake, starting to attack Kong. Kong strikes her with powerful shocks, turning her into a leader, unable to overcome him. He begins to drain her strength and life energy. When the leader of the hunters sees this, he claims his power in front of Xian, who rises again. Xian heads towards Kong, struggling with his spear, turning it in several ways. But with that, Xian sacrifices his life to save himself, which appears to him in spirit. She takes him in her arms, tears filling her eyes. We return to many years ago, exactly 100 years, and see the sisters Bai and the green snake together, wandering among the people in the country in a very ordinary manner in full human form. We learn that Bai has become a celestial queen. Bai goes to the bridge, the place where she met Xian previously, hoping for a miracle to see him again. And indeed, it happens as she is surprised by the presence of another version of Xian in another time, but with longer hair. And with that, our film for today ends.